Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I would like to appreciate everyone who has liked and commented on my first video. I'm back again, this time to talk about SysOps Administrator Associate exam. I recently gave that exam and I cleared it in the first attempt. So I would like to share a few of the tips and tricks which I personally followed and which helped me succeed in the examination. Also, if you stay till the end of the video, I will tell you some of the secrets which really helped me to get prepared and to clear this exam. So without further ado, let's get started. So I guess the first and the most important thing according to me, and you probably would be knowing it from my last video, is to have a good study material. There are a number of courses online. You can go to Udemy, you can go to Coursera, you can go to A Cloud Guru. I personally found Stephen Marrick's course in Udemy to be very useful. Not only it was under my budget, but also it was in depth, and I think it provided me a good insight about all the services, and also if there are any updates from AWS service perspective, the tutor Stephen Marrick makes sure that it gets updated in the videos in Udemy. So that personally I found out to be very useful. For example, there's something called as Unified CloudWatch Agent, and it got updated in the videos. So it's a personal choice to what kind of study material, what kind of online course you want to go. I personally found the courses to be aligned with my preferences. So yeah, I think it's up to you. So the next important thing is to have the practical knowledge, which comes by doing a lot of labs. You can do the labs by actually creating a free account and playing around with the AWS environment by yourself, or you can actually go to any of the online websites, and I'll be listing down in the description box below, which can provide you basically a guest username, and they'll be having a step-by-step tutorial of what needs to be done. Once you're done with it, that lab would automatically be deleted, would be terminated. It's like a sandbox environment, so that will give you some kind of confidence, and then you don't have to worry about if you forget to delete any particular environment, so it might cost you. So I think it's a good way to be exam question ready. I think it's very important to understand the difference between Solution Architect exam and the SysOps Administrator exam. So the questions which I personally found in this exam is more or less around troubleshooting. What if certain thing is not working? So what can be done? The questions are more related about security issues, encryption. There were questions around security groups and NACL. Basically, if Solution Architect was like a 30,000 feet view, SysOps is more or less like 10,000 feet view. And to understand the services from troubleshooting and from security's aspect, it is very important for you to understand that the trajectory of doing the course, like once you complete an architect, once you're doing the SysOps administrator, is to become a security specialist, right? Like that's the path which AWS is laying for you. So if you want to become a security specialist who knows about the risk related to the cloud infrastructure, who knows what are the controls which needs to be implemented, how to encrypt, I think that's where the SysOps administrator comes into the picture. If solution architect is someone who's making sure all the jigsaw puzzles are right intact, SysOps administrator is making sure that whatever puzzles you have put in, it won't break, right? So solution architect is like a creator, and SysOps administrator and eventually the security specialist is a protector. At last, once you've completed all your study materials, completed all your labs, I think it's very important for you to do number of mock tests. Personally speaking, I appeared on 9 mock tests before I actually appeared for the exam. And some of the exams were really tough. I think the first test of his lab was really scary. It really affected my morale. Then I actually went back to my basics and then understand some of the concepts in more detail, which involve a lot of readings from AWS website, a lot of AWS white papers. Really useful. So I'll suggest to do a lot of mock tests. I can share with you some of the mock test links which I personally appeared for. There are also one very cool mobile app That's both in iOS and in Android. So I can share the link in the description box. You can just download it. It has got a good database of questions, around 2500, 3000, just to keep yourself rolling. Don't expect that kind of questions to be come up in the exam, but it's just good to just brush up your basics, right? So I think it could be very helpful for you just to get started. So the mock tests, the mobile app which I just told you, and a lot of labs, and basically just keep revising all the stuff which you have done. I think the combination of all these things should be suffice for you to successfully clear the exam. Now at last, as promised, I'll be sharing some of my personal secrets which helped me to actually crack this exam. During the course of the exam, you will come across some of the services for some of the many reasons you might not have covered it. It is very important to use the process of elimination, right? So out of the 4 options, there could be 2 questions which can directly be eliminated. So for example, some of the options, like instead of using the AWS service, use some third-party service, or calling the AWS and getting the documents. So whenever the options involve manual steps or involve third-party services, and please don't quote me on this, there's a high chance that might not be the accurate answer. These kind of tactics can help you to eliminate some of the options. I won't suggest this tip to be followed for all kind of questions. I don't think there's a replacement understanding all the domains properly, but for some of the questions for which that are tricky, that are time consuming, for which you're not prepared, you can use the process of elimination. So that brings us to the end of our video. I would like to wish everyone all the very best for the exam. If you have any questions, any concern, any doubts regarding the preparation, happy to help. I'm sharing my LinkedIn details in the description box. You can ping me there. And yeah, keep liking, keep sharing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you, everyone.